BI Furniture Warehouse, where value is always in style.
At Life Storage, we know your personal belongings aren't just things.
This isn't just any old lamp. It's the light I used when I taught my daughter to read.
That's why at Life Storage, we offer clean, convenient storage spaces for your memories.
They don't make motorcycles like this anymore. One of these days, I'll have time to restore it.
So don't kick your cherished items to the curb. Store them at Life Storage. Call 844-LIFE-STORE or visit lifestorage.com. Life Storage. It's your life. Store it with care.
Springtime is here. Don't let ants creep on your turf. Call Rose Pest Solutions at 1-800-GOT-PEST or call 1-800-GOT-PEST. Mention Cougars for $25 off.
Bottom of the 7th inning, the Cougars trailing 3-2 with some work to do here. Adam Walton will lead off. 9-1-2 for the Cougars, looking for a come-from-behind victory. Well, the Cougars just had a come-from-behind win. That was on May 31st in Game 1 of the series against Burlington. They've had 7 so far in 2017. Walton, then DeLuzio and Anthony Greer. The face-off against Jackson Zarubin, who stranded the bases loaded in the bottom of the 6th. Out of the stretch, the righty turns and fires. And he plants one in the middle of the zone for a strike. Zarubin has been really effective as well, similar to Tyler Mark, who we just saw pitch for the Cougars. Zarubin, a 1.74 ERA. He has his sign. Here's his 0-1 pitch. It's high at the letters, 1-1. Zarubin, a ray of light in this Burlington bullpen that has labored this year. He's 3-0 through 20 2/3 innings. And he throws a lot of strikes. 1-1 pitch to Walton. Ground ball, right side of the infield, gobbled up by Zimmerman. Easy play for him, as that will be out number 1. And we're back to the top of the Cougars order. Cedar Rapids has extended their lead over Quad Cities, now 9-0. Travis Blankenhorn with a home run, his 5th of the year. He has 3 batted in, also a multi-RBI game for Mitchell Cranston. Jalen Davis, the leading home run hitter in the league, is 2 for 3. The Colonels and Cougars tied atop the Western Division coming into tonight's contest. Zarubin to face Ben DeLuzio, a righty-righty matchup. And that pitch is inside, 1-0. What a night it's been for Ben DeLuzio. He is 3 for 3 with a run scored. All those hits singles. A slightly open stance for him. Zarubin comes home. And there's a strike on the outer edge. Still a buzzing crowd on this Thirsty Thursday. A lot of activity walking throughout the concourse levels. The suites are almost full as well. And what I like, too, is that people are sitting on the grass berms on the left and right side toward the foul poles. 1-1 to DeLuzio. Foul clips it, and it's 1-2. It's always a good place, I think, to watch a ball game. Going to take a date, get a blanket, sit out there at the top of the hill. Kind of off to the side, but a different angle.
It's been a long time since I've done that.
It's kind of hard, though, as well. There's some kids running up and down at the bottom part of the hill, though. 1-2. Taken by DeLuzio. The count is even.
Yeah, you've definitely got to have that tolerance. If you're not a kid person, that's not where you want to be. But
because what the kids do sometimes is they start at the top of the hill, then they try to roll down or run as fast as they can to the bottom, and that's a parent's nightmare. There's some fans even sitting past right field in the corner in the patio deck. 2-2 to DeLuzio. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called. Nunez rung him up. And Zarubin with 2 quick outs against the Cougars here in the bottom of the 7th. Burlington leading 3-2. Now it's up to Anthony Greer to keep the inning alive. Anthony Greer 1 for 3, but he grounded into a double play in the 3rd, and then he flied out in his last at bat back in the 5th inning. Team leader in hits. He's had a lot of them, somewhat quietly. He has 46 hits this year. Zarubin kicks and fires and beats the bat of Greer. It's 0-1. Average-wise, Greer still only at .257. He's been able to be the team leader in hits because he's virtually started every game, and he's been on the roster since opening day. The 0-1. Another swing and a miss. He was tardy. And Zarubin ahead 0-2. On deck is Marcus Wilson. And Zarubin has flashed a couple dynamite sliders in the past, as he looks to complete his 2nd inning of work with the Bees ahead 3-2. Zarubin head down, now focusing at home plate. Twists and turns. And just missed a strike 3 call. It's 1-2. Zarubin a pretty good fastball as well. You can see why he's been so dominant this year out of the Burlington pen. A native of Pleasanton, California, an hour east of San Francisco. Belt high set for Zarubin. The righty breaks it. Here he comes. And Greer sacks it up the middle, off the pitcher's mound for a searing base hit. So Greer 2 for 4, and the Cougars with a base runner and 2 outs.
Just your typical day for Anthony Greer. 2 hits, a run scored, just quietly putting together a great stat line, and more importantly, keeps this 7th inning alive for the Cougars. Another chance to try and tie this one up.
You can see the dust spray up at the feet of Zarubin as he tried to get out of the way. Lucky for him, it was a bouncer off the mound and not a line drive toward his head. I saw that yesterday. Sam McWilliams almost got hit by a line drive in the face, and he had to get out of the way. That's always a scary moment, even if it is hit on a low hop. If you remember that fan we were talking about that was ordering the beverages earlier, he's starting the Let's Go Cougars chant as he gets more beers taken to him.
It's last call. It's bottom of the 7th. You got it.
Let's see if the Cougars can rally. It's Marcus Wilson at the plate. And Zarubin over to first.
And the waitress just coming over here with a tray. She's got about 6 or 7 beers right now.
I didn't know you could order that many at once.
Well, it's 2 per person, 1 per hand, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Luckily, he brought 3 of his buddies that can order beer for him.
I think that's the deal. I'm not sure they're all drinking.
Oh, he's got a water.
Marcus Wilson, bat high. Here comes Zarubin. Doesn't clip the corner, ball 1. That was a borderline pitch.
You got to like this guy, though. He's all out. Cougar hat, Cougar polo. He's in the game. Maybe a few pops here or there, but trying to rally the Cougars on here in the 7th.
And I think he just ordered some more. I saw him flash up 2 fingers. He's the main cheerleader for the team right now. 1-0 count to Wilson. On first is Anthony Greer. And retreating back on the throw, Greer gets a paw on the pillow. The Cougars are trailing 3-2. This is the go-ahead run at the plate. And Marcus Wilson, yes, he does have some home run power. 7 bombs and 28 batted in. A .312 batting average. He has a red bat pointing it at the pitcher. Hands back, Zarubin curls and deals. And that time right on the black at 90 miles an hour. It's 1-1. What a pitch from Zarubin.
And don't forget, Wilson almost went deep in the 3rd inning. He was robbed of a home run thanks to Derek Jenkins, his first game here in the Midwest League. So Wilson looking for another pitch to drive here, but again, no wind. It's a warmer night. Something that he can maybe get to the gap. Greer with a lot of speed. Odds are he might be going fairly soon.
Center fielder Jones, left fielder Jenkins, they're playing deep based on that last swing they saw earlier from Wilson. 1-1. Well outside. Kruger thought about throwing to first, but Greer is on top of the base. It's 2-1. So Marcus Wilson in a hitter's count. Everyone playing him deep. The outfield, the infield too. Bottom of the 7th inning. Perhaps the game on the line here. One of the Midwest League's top bullpen arms going against one of the top hitters in the league. Catcher sets up outside. Zarubin turns and fires. Straight up in the air. Behind home plate, the catcher Kruger going back, and he runs out of room. Bounces in front of us and nearly into the visiting broadcaster's press box. Mike Broskowski, their visiting broadcaster, kind of looking at us like, wow, almost got one.
I would have been reaching my arm out. I think it kicked off the window of the media booth where all the pitchers chart. But yeah, that's the closest I've ever been to a foul ball.
I don't know if Michael's a little more used to getting foul balls in their press box at Community Field.
No,
maybe not.
You don't know. There's no chance. No chance whatsoever.
Because we haven't even been close to getting one, at least since I've been here through 2 years.
I guess nothing really phases him. Throw a cinder block at him right now, he wouldn't flinch.
Well, it takes a few bounces to get a foul ball back here. 2-2 to Wilson. And Zarubin playing the cat and mouse with Anthony Greer. Wilson struck out looking in his first at bat. A deep fly out, a near home run in his second, and then grounded out to Jordan Zimmerman in the 6th inning. Wilson back in the box, knees slightly bent, rearing his lumber in a ready position. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes Zarubin. Outside and low. A good stop by Kruger. And now a full count.
We were talking about Anthony Greer with a quietly good day. Offensively, he's 2 for 4. Marcus Wilson, even with a couple pretty good at-bats. He should have homered in the 3rd, but it was robbed by the left fielder. In the 1st inning, he saw a lot of pitches before striking out. Right now, having a pretty good at-bat as he's filled up the count.
Wilson 1 for 3 with an RBI yesterday. It ended up being the game-deciding run as the Cougars took home a 4-3 victory. Looking for the sweep. Cougars trailing by a run, and the payoff pitch is due up. Wilson up the middle of the line drive, base hit. Greer around second, stumbles over to third. The throw offline. Stopped by Grieshaber, but Marcus Wilson with a single. Now runners on the corners, and the Cougars offense is cooking here in the 7th. A base hit now will tie the game. An extra base hit could give the Cougars the lead. Both those hits from Greer and Wilson right off the pitcher's mound. Line drives into center field. Hard hit balls. And that will send out Jairo Cuevas, the pitching coach.
Hey fans, the award-winning Acres Group is proud to be the official landscaper of the Kane County Cougars for now 13 seasons. Yeah, the Cougars starting to kick the tires a little bit here in the 7th. Getting a couple of base runners, but once again, this is happening with 2 outs. They have stranded 5 runners over the last 2 innings, trying to avoid stranding 2 more here, but luckily, at the middle of the lineup coming up, Mark Karaviotis already 2 hits today, and now a chance to make something happen.
Yeah, Joe, I mean, talking with manager Butch Hobson, he said the greatest concern was, not necessarily individual guys not hitting, but the team offense, the situational hitting. Well, the runners in scoring position average was 400 over the first 2 games of the series, and the Cougars won those games. But today, you alluded to it, Cougars are 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position. So this is what this game might boil down to. 1st and 3rd, 2 outs. 3-2 Burlington leads in the bottom of the 7th. And it's cleanup man Mark Karaviotis, who, by the way, is 2 for 3 today. Caraviotis 7 of his last 20 at the plate. .333 on the year. He's been red hot since he's joined the team. Zarubin deals. Caraviotis down the third baseline. That'll score a run. Over to third, Marcus Wilson. Hobson is going to wave him. The throw comes in from the corner, cut off, and sliding in for the go-ahead tally is Marcus Wilson. A 2 RBI double for Mark Caraviotis has given the Cougars a 4-3 lead. Oh, baby, that one was crushed. A double down the left field line, and Mark Caraviotis continues to be the guy in the clutch.
Wasting no time, Caraviotis just jumps all over a pitch over the inner third, a dagger down the third base line. And those are the two guys you want on the bases in that instance. Greer easily able to score from third, and Wilson with plenty of speed, chugging around all the way from first base, and the Cougars take their first lead since the second inning.
Marcus Wilson on his horse from first base. Had to make a hard turn around third. Jenkins was firing the ball in, but had to go to the far corner to get it. And Wilson scored. Luis Silverio with Caraviotis on second. The Cougars leading by a run. And high and tight, it almost hit Silverio. So after the mound meeting, Zarubin, who's been stingy all year, gives up the run, and that almost increases his ERA by 1 whole run. A massive 2 RBI double for Mark Caraviotis. The Cougars 4, Burlington 3. He leads off of second. Now Silverio, bat on the shoulder, awaiting the offering. It's high and outside, and Zarubin is rattled. Two balls, no strikes to Silverio. An activity in the Burlington bullpen.
Now, left-hander Adrian Almeida has been warming up for actually a few batters now. And I mean, Zarubin gave up a couple of singles and a hit-by pitch in the sixth, so these haven't exactly been quick frames.
Silverio 1 for 2 today. Down the third baseline again, but just foul. The fans thought that one was fair. In fact, Caraviotis was almost all the way home. But it steered foul at the last moment on the last hop.
Well, it was definitely foul, but third baseman Keith Grieshaber took a diving effort for it. I think the home plate umpire Nunez might have called it fair at first. Hobson was giving the wave around from third, as he might just do anyway, in case umpire missed the call. But then all of a sudden Grieshaber started pointing, no, that was a foul ball, and the umpire even made a more emphatic foul call.
Silverio trying to do the same thing that Caraviotis did the at-bat before. Bat on the back shoulder. The 2-1 from Zarubin. Looks at second, now deals. It's at the letters, 3-1. Silverio did not play yesterday. But in game 1 of the series, he was 3 for 5 with 3 RBI. His average is up to 240, so he's really started to contribute over the last homestand. Another run would certainly help. 3-1 the count. Zarubin's pitch. That's a strike. Now the count is chock full. What I've noticed right now about the defense from Burlington is there's a wide left center gap right now. Center fielder Jones is playing on the right side of the infield, and deep position in center, and then in left field Jenkins more toward the line. Zarubin belt high set. Here he comes. Ball 4 outside. Another walk drawn by Luis Silverio, who has been aboard 3 times today. First and second, 2 away. The Cougars leading 4-3 after the 2 RBI double by Mark Caraviotis. And that might be it. Jackson Zarubin will be on the hook for the loss. His manager, Adam Melhuse, out to relieve him. And we'll have a new pitcher. We'll tell you more about him in a moment as the Cougars looking for the sweep in this series. Bottom